Mr. Martin, 17, 18 months ago, we wouldn't have been here at this location of the Harbor. Tell me where we are. Tell me about this place.
This is our new permanent home for the Harbor, thanks to Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, the City of Las Vegas, and Clark County. We've got this shared home here of the Harbor at 861 North Mojave, brand new home, and we just went 24 hours, 365. So we're really, really excited about our new home.
Going to take us inside?
Absolutely, come on through.
Thank you for calling the Harbor.
Well, this part looks kind of similar to your old location. What is this area?
Generally our reception area. This is where our staff here, our Harbor staff, are going to greet the new folks that come in and give them a comfortable place to sit while we figure out exactly what we're going to do next.
Give me some numbers so far, Jack. How, as I say, it's probably been about a year and a half. How many clients have you had? Give me some success numbers.
We opened October 2016, so we're open roughly, 14 months? As of right now, I think we're just over 2,900 families have been served, youth and families have been served, with less than 100 escalating to juvenile justice, 95% success.
Fantastic. Obviously, you can't do this alone. Some dozen agencies, some of them probably in this room right here.
Absolutely. We have 15 partner agencies on board from Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, which provided our new location, the City of Las Vegas, the Department of Health and Human Services, the state, which is public behavioral health, easy for me to say, right? Medicaid eligibility, we've got mobile mental health, mobile crisis. Department of Family Services is another county agency here. Obviously ourselves, Department of Juvenile Justice Services are here. We've got the City of Las Vegas as a partner, City of North Las Vegas Police Department's a partner, Henderson Police Department, or West Care is a partner, the Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth. But I mean, yeah, absolutely. 15 signed on MOU partners that are all right here, providing interviews and providing services to youth.
Jack, the layout looks very similar in a lot of ways. You have individual offices and individual counseling and some of those agencies I'm sure you mentioned. But how much better is this location on Mojave in Washington than where you were on Family Court?
Well, I think it's much better. First of all, it's closer to the communities in which we serve. Second of all, it's not connected to a detention center. So families that maybe had some tentativeness about being served by another public agency would hopefully be less scared to get involved here, more approachable to the community. So we're really excited about the location, and obviously we're right across the street from neighborhoods and homes in the communities in which we serve. So.
Is it still just getting the word out about the Harbor? You said that word detention center. Maybe parents, probably kids come in here and probably don't understand where they are in the juvenile justice system, but this isn't detention.
Absolutely not. This is 100% a resource for our community. We know that we have an underserved population here in Clark County, whether it be in our schools, whether it be in our public play areas. Our kids, and oftentimes, especially our disadvantaged kids, are not getting the services they deserve, and oftentimes they're escalating into juvenile justice systems for a lot of things that we believe are survival crimes. So that, and if we just recognize issues with a child early enough, we can hopefully wrap them in resources to keep them from escalating within systems. It's free of charge. This is not a law enforcement intervention. This is part of a strategy of a multitude of strategies that law enforcement can utilize, but this is truly a community program that's designed to keep kids from escalating in systems.
I believe in your numbers you say that about 25% of the kids or the families that come in here are walk-ins. Are you surprised at that number?
We were at first. We were absolutely surprised at first. When we first opened up, we thought this was really going to be law enforcement driven and officers out in the field. We're going to see kids in crisis, and knowing cops and being a law enforcement officer myself, oftentimes we get to situations that are not law enforcement related. They're really about a family in crisis. So we believed that this was going to be 100% law enforcement, and we were pleasantly surprised. I think it speaks volumes to the level of service that we're providing in the community, that families feel comfortable enough to come in here and receive services.
How would you characterize Metro's initial thoughts as far as the Harbor went, and obviously now they gave you a surplus building?
Metro's been incredible. Sheriff Lombardo and Under Sheriff McMahill have been on board since day one when we brought this up, and it was really a matter of just converting this space from what it was to what it is today. This was a training center, and it wasn't set up to do what it is doing now. But Under Sheriff McMahill and Sheriff Lombardo have been on board 100%, knowing that we can arrest our way out of the problems that we're in, and understanding that early intervention, diversion, these things are what works.
Talk a little bit more about the hours, how you were a little bit limited to the number of hours, the number of days you could be open, and where you are now.
Absolutely. When we opened up, we were Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. We'd done a bunch of like data mapping and really saw that our peak crime hours were about 11 in the morning. So we wanted to be open at those times. But like I said, this has been an awakening. We didn't realize we were going to have so many walk-ins. We didn't realize we were going to get so many referrals from the school district. So we really needed to go 24/7. So about 2 weeks ago, we are now 24/7, 365, open all the time. We never close. So we're really excited about, because this is a 24-hour town. We're scheduling appointments with families as they run in, because Clark County School District is one of our premier partners. So as they have issues at the school, they're calling us. We're setting up appointments for the families. With shift workers down on the strip and whatnot, we're able to now set up appointments for Saturdays, late Sundays. I mean, we're here 24/7. So it's been great, and we're really, really looking forward to continuing to expand throughout the community.
What other improvements or implementations have you had that have gone along the way that have pleasantly surprised you?
Well, I'll tell you, we didn't realize that we were going to open as many localized programs. A lot of our staff here really recognized that we had issues that we could resolve at the lowest level, whether it be an anti-bullying class. So now our staff run an anti-bullying class. Lots of kids go through it. We also run decision-making classes. They're run right here. They're free to the public. They're free to the kids that come here, and they've been proven to be very effective. The other thing that we started when we started this program was we did an exit survey. So every family, as they leave, we give them a survey. We want to know what we're doing well. We want to know how we can do it better and how we can better serve the community in which we're claiming to serve. And hands down, the feedback has been incredible. I mean, a lot of folks have been incredibly happy with the services. We thought, we'd get a little more guiding light through those surveys, and what we've really got is a lot of people very satisfied with the services. So we're very excited about that.
Mr. Martin, as you keep saying, free obviously is what you want to get across, to show anybody that can use these services that finances are not going to be an issue, and you're also making it easy. You've got a great website,
Yep.
bilingual forms, bilingual staff, I imagine.
Yep, absolutely. One of the priorities we knew was serving our underserved community. So bilingual staff are here, and if it's not one of the more common languages, we do have access to translation services, so we can make a phone call and hopefully get people the language they need to speak to get them the services they need. And like you mentioned, free is big. A lot of the families we're serving are not families that can afford this level of service. And we can also help connect them to the resources. So thank you to the Department of Health and Human Services and Director Whitley, who has made it abundantly clear this is a priority for him, because we have a Medicaid eligibility person here, so we connect people to the insurances they need. We help them navigate a lot of those services while they're here, like getting connected to insurance. And then once they get connected to insurance, we can start looking at the whole family and connecting them to medical, dental, all the other services that are part of our quality of life issues that I think some of us take for granted.
Something else I'm sure you take for granted, we see some great snacks and things out there that more often than not, kids come in here and their stomachs are growling.
Absolutely. A lot of our kids come in hungry, and Three Square has been an incredible partner with us also, because one of the things we want to make sure is that kids aren't committing crimes or getting in trouble because they're hungry or they're trying to feed their younger brothers or younger sisters or their family members. So we have access to TANF and WIC and all of the resources that can help feed a family and get them out of the immediate food crisis that they might be in. So absolutely. One of the first things we want to do is ask a kid when he gets in here, hey, have you eaten? Let's feed you. Let's make sure you have some sustainable food at the house. So it's been a big deal.
What are some of the other main reasons, behavioral-wise, I suppose, that draw families and kids here to the Harbor?
Well, and remember, we don't take violent crimes here. So, this is not a place where we're taking felony violent crime. This is beginning, entry-level, low-level crime. So we get a lot of first-time possession of marijuana, first-time possession of alcohol, underage possession of alcohol, fighting at schools, obviously without great bodily harm. We get a lot of, possession of drug paraphernalia. We get not going to school. Then, quite honestly, with the 25% of kids that are showing up here on walk-ins, they're coming in because of incorrigibility issues. Mom and dad are having a hard time connecting them and feeling like they're getting out of control. So the moms and dads are bringing them here so we can help guide that kid into a safe place and get out of the rambunctious stages of teenage.
A very intelligent and dedicated man says this all the time. We're in the kid business and we're trying to put ourselves out of business. What do you mean when you say that, Jack?
If we can get services wrapped around children early enough, they no longer feel the need to commit crimes. They're not in the business of raising trouble at their schools. They're focusing on their education. They're graduating from schools. And the bottom line is, if we can invest upstream, there's no longer a need for a juvenile justice system. And if we stop the tide of children coming in the juvenile justice system, let's just look down the rows. That means less arrests in the community. That means safer communities. That means less adults in Clark County detention centers. It means, the less dependence on adult mental health issues, the less dependence on long-term societal programs. And there's a lot of proof nationwide that this type of programming absolutely works 100%. So we're excited. We're excited to put ourselves out of business.
And you also finally, a teacher, a coach, a student, a neighbor, somebody, quite often it is someone like that that can identify the problems on kids that are just going in the wrong direction.
We have countless stories of a pastor bringing kids in here. We've got countless stories of a teacher recognizing a kid coming into school 3 days in the same clothes and recognizing that's not normal. This is not normal. And asking the kid and building that pro-social relationship and getting a referral over here. We're not just trying to serve kids once they're in trouble. We're trying to recognize that child as early as we can. So if you're a neighbor and you see a family struggling across the street, here's the place to be. If you're a coach and of your son's basketball team and one of the kids is maybe missing class, if you're a teacher in your classroom and your kid's tardy every day, these are all signs of things that could escalate into something more. And what's wrong with bringing them by here and having a free service? This is not law enforcement. We're not trying to arrest anybody. We're not trying to deport anybody. These are not where we're at. We're at a place where we want to help children be successful in the community in which we reside. And it helps all of us.